Hey guys, SuperCoach God here, and today we are looking at mid prices for SuperCoach 2024. Um, Firstly, remember to chuck a sub; it means a lot. We're nearly at the 650 mark. We're 4 subs away from 650 and heading on to 700. So, really appreciating the support. The last couple of videos has been great, and yeah, just firstly, I'd like to just say a mid pricer is, in my opinion, between 208k, so just above Harley Reid's price, to around 500k, just under 500k. So the first one we're going to be looking at is Zach Williams. So Zach Williams is 216k. We probably would be wanting an average of about 80 or above for this pick to turn out well. Yeah, so he's he's priced at a 39 score, so an average of 80 would be perfect. Also, he's injury prone, so what can you do? But I think he's worth the risk if he's named round one. I think we got to pick him if he's named round one. But that's just me. The next one we got on the list is, if we go to the forward line, is Sam Flanders. So some people might argue this is a primo. I'd say it's anything under 500k. It's a mid-pricer. So Sam Flanders averaged 88, but he did average 44 in his first 4 games, and then something flipped. They moved his role into the midfield, so he got 44 as a forward, and then he was in the midfield in his last 10 games and averaged 106. So that's really good. He has the early bye, which is also good because it gets it out of the way. The main issue is that Damien Hardwick might put him as a half forward, but we'll see in the preseason games what Hardwick decides to do with him. But I don't think, considering he's young and we saw what he can do in the midfield at the end of the year last year, I don't think he'll be moving him out of the midfield. So yeah, next on the list is Tristan Sherry. So also with these mid prices, there's so many of them that I'm going to do 2 parts. So I'm going to do this and then I'm going to do another part just to split it up, and so the videos aren't too long. So the other part will be out tomorrow at 4 o'clock. So I post all my videos at around 4 o'clock, 4 p.m. every day. On weekends I'll upload around 11, 12-ish. Anyway, so Tristan Sherry. The good thing about Sherry is that he is 180k cheaper than Gawn and 75k cheaper than Grundy. Like, that is, if he can average really close to them, it's very much worth it. He doesn't have 2 buys as well in the opening 12 rounds like Grundy, and he isn't quite a proven solo ruck. So he played 2 games solo rucking last year, and they included a 79 and a 120. So really positive signs, but he has just had a facial injury that requires surgery. So, I'm not sure if he is the go. We just got to see how well he performs in the in pre-season. But even then, I'm probably still going to go with the Gawn and Grundy. So we can talk about Grundy as well here because he is under the 500k mark. Grundy's probably a lock for mine. I don't think we really need to talk much about it. Grundy as a solo ruck is a very good Supercoach scorer, and he's priced well below. He's priced well below what he's capable of doing. So he is a lock. Next on the list is Cam Guthrie at 420k. So average 83 last year. But he only played the 6 games. It's been 3 years since he had his Uber Premium season where he averaged around 113. And he is a 31-year-old, which is also an issue. Because he could be injury prone. He is injury prone, and yeah, I think he should be fine to pick, but you just got to see the role if he's going to be playing that full-time mid, which he probably will, or do Geelong want to get those young guys in and build them up? Because I don't think Geelong will make finals this year. So do they want to bring in the young talent and train them up in the midfield, play them in the midfield for experience, so that in the future they can be contending for premierships again? I don't know, but we'll see. That's Cam Guthrie. Next, we've got Matt Crouch. So Matt Crouch he's almost a cheap premium, but I'll say he's a mid-pricer. So he had a great finish to last year. We'll pull it up. He averaged 108 in the last 6 rounds. So right here. 3 scores under 100 though, but he does have a nice ceiling and gets plenty of the ball. And he doesn't play around 0, which is also a positive. He's a good primo to get you through the early buys. Could possibly become a keeper. But he is injury prone, as the last time he played 20 games in a season was 2017. So, the risk you take, he is 490k. All you can do for now is consider him. He's definitely not a lock in any side you would have thought as of yet. Next, we've got a key forward by the name of Tom Lynch. So, Tom Lynch, looking at this, he looks like a bargain. I'll show you why. He started the year 519k. So in 2022, he actually averaged, 94. So I don't know how many goals he kicked that year, but he averaged 94, which would be amazing if he could do that. I don't think he can do that because he's just had a whole year off. But he looks a bargain, and he'll probably need to carry that forward line, which could help his scoring. He does have a foot issue, though, that he was carrying all of last year, which is why he only played, how many games did he play? I don't know. Not many. 3 games or something. If you do pick him, you just got to get ready to trade him out as soon as he hits his as soon as his price peaks. You got to know exactly when his price peaks, and you got to just get out, because he's definitely not a keeper by any means. The reason he wouldn't be a keeper, he could be a keeper, but the reason is there's going to be midfielders that get forward status and possibly defenders as well. So that is why Tom Lynch will not be a keeper. Next, we've got another defender by the name of Heath Chapman. So Heath Chapman is 250k. He does have a shocking run with injuries. He only played he only managed 3 games last season with a 90, a 70, and a 33. So, but he's 100% underpriced. If on the wing. So obviously the 33 was an injury game. If he's playing on the wing, I think he's a lock. Big call, but I think he's a lock if he plays on the wing. I think that's enough on Chapman. We can't go into too much depth on him at the moment, but we just got to wait and see. So next we've got another mid forward. So James Harms. We'll talk about James Jordan in the next video, but James Harms for now. So James Harms averaged 258k. Sorry, he's priced at 258k. The good thing about Harms is Bailey Smith did his ACL, which obviously is shit house for him. But this is why he's become a potential pick, right? Because Luke Beveridge, the strangest coach of all, might just be inclined to put him in the midfield. And if he does, he has averaged 83 83 or above in 3 different years to suggest that he could be a good pick. Now, and that is playing in the midfield. So if he can average 80 or more at this price, he will be a great pick for us. All right. Next, Zach Fisher. Zach Fisher. So Zach Fisher is 378k, sorry. And the reason he has become an option is because the retirements of Zeeble and Hall have just opened the door for him. He's had a hamstring setback as well, which is being said it's quite minor. I'm keen to see the practice matches because he's not historically a great ball user. I heard from Shaq that he's going to be playing forward line. By the way, Shaq, man from the Discord, he went to the North preseason the other day, but he's still a watch. Yeah, he's just not a great ball user, so we got to wait and see in those preseason games whether he can build up that scoring and efficiency by foot. And lastly for this video, we're going to look at Kadeen Coleman. Just before we get into Kadeen Coleman, I just want to apologise. I think 2 videos ago, I didn't really prepare for it. I just went and did it. So this video I've really prepared. I've written down all these notes for you so that it's a bit more informative and that you can get a better idea of who you'd like to start. So anyway, Kadeen Coleman, he's priced at 398k. The good thing about Kadeen Coleman, he's got 127 in both the prelim final and grand final. So recency bias could be a factor for people picking him. The retirement of Daniel Rich helps Coleman a lot. There is an issue that McKenna could limit his scoring because he's also he's one of the main guys they use for kickouts and getting out of that back line as a ball user. He has had 70% by foot in the past 2 years, Coleman, so that's a very good stat, and he has averaged over 5 intercepts a game. The issue, this is probably the main issue, is he does have the early bye, but he is also a potential keeper. So it's a watch. It's a see. He can be a bit inconsistent as well if we pull up his scoring. Even like look at games against Freo, 65, 70, 51, 116, 49, 51. So that just shows his inconsistencies. So here you can see his game. So he had a really poor start, averaging 59 by round 8. Still only averaging 60 by round 13. And he only really started getting to his season from really round 16 onwards. So, look, it is a hard one to pick because the only reason he's really in consideration is because of his final series. So, to wait and see. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. We're going to do this same video tomorrow. So if you just with more players, another 10-ish players. So if you do want to see that, chuck a sub, I don't know, notifications, all that. Bleh. And yeah, chuck your comments in of what other videos you'd like to see, and give me your thoughts on, I don't know, what mid prices are you looking at? Anyway, hope you all have a good one, and cheers.